Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Freshly Pressed. Today we have with us, all the way from New York City, Nick Edwards. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Hey, no, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Another day. But yeah, good. It's cold. It's cold here in New York now. So I'm excited about that. I like the cold, but yeah, good.
Awesome. Awesome. Before we get into any of that, any of the other proceedings, I would love for you to introduce yourself, Nick, to the audience, and in your own words, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us your comic book origin story as well. How you got interested in the medium, and what piqued your interest in comics.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Nick Edwards. I'm from Dallas, Texas originally, but I live in New York City now. Have for a couple years. And it's great. I love New York. I first started reading comics when I was a little kid. I've loved them since I was a little kid. My parents would take me and my sister to Half Price Books, and which is a chain of stores here in the U.S. I don't know if you guys have those down in Australia, but they would take me to Half Price Books, and Half Price Books would have these bundles of random back issues of comics, like 20 comics for like $4. And so,
Wow.
I would get one of those like each time I would go, and I just like would flip through them and like barely even knew what I was looking at, but I just knew like, oh, this is cool. This is really cool. And it was, really good stuff too, like old Uncanny X-Men and like Amazing Spider-Man and Action Comics and like a lot of like great formational stuff, and so that was really the base of it. And then I always wanted to write as well, and make my own stories. I've been writing stuff since I was a kid too, and so just like an early love for comics and an early love for writing, just kind of was always with me, and I never really did anything major with it in high school or college after that. And then I got a big boy job and kind of just worked at that for a while, and I'm still doing that, which is great. But really, COVID kind of came around, and I basically ran out of excuses not to pursue it and try to actually do something. And I've
Hmm.
been really writing uh, regularly since then, and very excited to have done. Now it's running live currently, but my third successful Kickstarter campaign for this new book, The Apostasy, which I'm really excited about.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I remember when we originally talked about Gatorman Kills all those years ago. It feels like forever ago. Now,
Mm,
I think you were still based in Dallas at that point, and then
yeah.
you probably did move to New York after that. So yeah, wow, that's yeah.
Yeah, that no, that's right. Yeah, we finally printed Gatorman Kills, and it was early 2022, and then I moved up here summer 2023. Really,
Wow,
yeah.
fantastic. That's amazing. That's a great segue, though. Tell us about Apostasy, the campaign that's running right now. Congratulations on getting it funded. It does
Thank you.
seem bigger. Yeah. the goal seems much bigger in Australian dollars, but and the
It's
achievement
nuts.
too.
When I first when you pulled it up at first, I did like a double take, and I was like, "What?" But then I saw it was 31.36 Australian, which is great, you know. But for those of you watching who don't want to break out a calendar, that comes out to 2045 American. Is the current count right now. But we had a $1,500 goal, which was great. Um, and we were able to pass it in 5 hours, which was really
Wow.
awesome. I've never, so far, that's the, like, I haven't had a campaign get funded that fast. And that was really great. So a lot of appreciation to honestly, to a lot of my friends and family that chipped in. They made a huge difference. And to everybody else, to everybody who's backed, I'm super grateful. But yeah, the Apostasy. Um, it's a 48 page demonic horror comic. It was written by me and drawn by Dave Schuler, who is a really awesome artist based out of Akron, Ohio.
Mm.
Dave is great. He makes this book awesome. It is about a demon named Gainsbourg, and Gainsbourg is a torturer in the ninth circle of hell, which in this book, that's the circle of hell that, excuse me, that the most like wicked souls are sent to when they join
Mm.
on Earth.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and so yeah, Gainsbourg works scourging the souls of the damned. And this story is about really what happens when someone like that encounters a soul that they are tasked with scourging that they don't agree deserves to be there.
Mm.
And so it's kind of like the quick pitch, and you can see up there on the screen. It's Lone Wolf and Cub set in hell. So we have these two characters, Gainsbourg and this new arrival in hell, who's a young girl named Katie, and they have everybody loves the Lone Wolf and Cub dynamic. It's
Yeah.
Joel and Ellie, it's Logan and Laura. It's always a great dynamic. So we have Lone Wolf and Cub set in hell is kind of what this book is about, basically. But
Yeah.
Dave just makes it so gnarly looking and awesome, and I'm super happy with how it turned out.
Nice. Nice. I really love the art. I love how, like, obviously it's depicting hell and everything around it. So it's very nightmarish, and yeah. I think I've always loved that about your books. I mean, your previous collaborator Scott was fantastic at that as well, creating like
Oh yeah,
really uh especially with like charcoal black and white, like it just gives it an extra dimension, for the lack of better term,
yeah.
say.
Yeah, no, I've been really fortunate to work so far, make 3 books with 2 really awesome artists, and because I can't draw to save my life, man. I
Same.
really so bad at it, and it's heartbreaking. I wish I was good at it, but I'm just not.
Not even making good at stick figures.
Yeah, I know, I know. Um, I've said this in some other interviews too, but I really believe, I really, really believe people will sit through a mediocre or even maybe sometimes bad script to look at great comic art. Like, we can all probably name several examples of books that like look awesome, but like maybe just aren't super deep or like maybe that well written. I don't know. But I don't think anybody's gonna be able to look past like really bad art, even for like a great script. If
Mm,
a book looks bad, people won't engage with it. So like the art
yeah.
is really the main attraction. So the artists that I've worked with, Dave and Scott, man, they both are awesome and really putting the team on their back.
I love to say this. Art is what draws people into comics, and writing is what helps them stay there, you know? Uh,
Yes.
so, yeah, I know what you mean. Even if writing's not great, looking at pages gives you that value for money for art. But like, if the writing's bad, then people will drop after like 3 pages of like a 24-page comic as well, So,
That is true. That is true.
yeah. So, and it's a medium where both have to work really well together. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's what I like. It's inherently collaborative. You gotta have. It's really like team oriented. There are some people who do it by themselves. That's so cool. That's amazing. But it's like a team sport, and um, yeah, both or all parties kind of have to be pulling their weight for it to be considered great.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yep. 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 Very true. Very true. Awesome. Tell us a bit about the covers. These covers are
Yes.
lovely.
Yes, no, thanks. So our cover A right here that you can see was drawn and painted actually by Dave Schuler, who also did the interior art. So and it just it looks great. He told me what he had in mind, and I thought it sounded awesome. So yeah, that's our cover A right there. That's going to be your default cover. And then if you scroll down, we've got a variant cover um, by the artist Sean Koss. And yeah, there it is right there. It looks so cool.
It is so sick. It's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, no, I'm super happy with how it turned out. Um, Sean Koss, he's the real deal, man. And Dave just, I guess, happened to know him and
Mm.
asked him if he would do a variant cover, and Sean did. And when Dave sent it to me, I squealed. It was great. So those are the two covers right there. I
And
don't really
that
have a
that
way to show.
extra face in his chest just
Oh
makes
yeah,
him all the
oh
more
yeah.
demonic. Yeah. Yeah.
With so many of these demon characters in this book, I really, because I knew that that's what Dave was good at with his art, was drawing really like disturbing and wildly designed like creatures and characters and things like that. And so I really was super light on the character design direction in the script, and that I barely had any. And there were many times, a lot of the time, where I was just like, Dave, knock yourself out, like have fun designing these guys. And so this it's just he knocked it out of the park, man. So
Totally.
all the demons look great and scary, and that's all thanks to Dave.
Amazing. Awesome. Let's get into the rewards a little bit.
Sure, sure. So we've got for $10, you can get a digital PDF, which will give you through a promo code for Global Comics, and actually on your comics site. I'm not sure. Is that something we could maybe do too?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'd be very interested in learning more about that. But digital edition for $10, and then for the physical editions, you can do a standard cover for 15, which is right below there, and then you can also do a copy of the variant cover, also for 15, I believe. Sarub, and then what is it? You can do both covers together for $25. We
Mm.
are offering a retail bundle as well, which is 5 copies of the cover A for
Oh, that's very
less
nice.
than half cover price, which I think is a pretty good deal. Anybody who wants to have multiple copies of the book, or any retailers, it's great for you. Buying them at a pretty nice discount there. And then as far as add-ons right now, we've
Mm.
got a full color bookmark and a pack of 4 stickers, which are going to be cool. And
They
those are the
look very
tiers right
cool.
now. But since we did blow past our goal, and then also past that 2,000 American mark, I was actually on the phone with Dave last night. What we're going to do is all backers right now are going, and all backers moving forward. And it's actually on my to do list tomorrow to make an update about this. So this is news hot off the presses. But we're going to be giving each backer an 11 by 17 poster version of the cover. And then
Ah,
if we're going to set a stretch goal of, if we can hit 2250, so in about $200 more, it will make an 11 by 17 poster of the variant cover as well, which will be cool. And it's just another way of saying thank you to the backers, and all future backers will get the poster automatically as well.
mm.
because you're looking at the chief shipping officer right here. So am the I am the ultimate arbiter of what goes in the boxes, what does
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So, oh, hang on. Sorry, 1 second. I'm so sorry. Cal.
That's all right.
Okay, cool. Okay, never mind. I'm back. Um, yeah. So 2 posters. So those are coming soon, which is great, and that is the different reward tiers that we got going on with the apostasy.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. No, I always love when the rewards are simple and straightforward, and when you hit the goals, you add stretch goals and all the nice goodies to it. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks.
So yeah, I always love to ask, like, what's your process like for writing? Like, how do you go about, like, writing the story, and in this story in particular, is it like a one shot, or do you have like a series planned for this?
So this started as kind of a one shot idea, and then just pretty recently, actually, and I was talking with Dave again, and we had some ideas of where the story could go after, which is pretty cool. So I could see there being, potential for more in the world of the apostasy down the line. Um, it probably, wouldn't be any time in the super near future. I don't want to get people's hopes up there, but I also think I don't think it will never happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of answers my second question that I was about to ask, because I usually ask about how far along do you plan, but since you already planned it as a one shot, you didn't plan a full, you know, full ish arc of, like, say, multiple issues. But yeah.
I think where we're at now, I think if we wanted to, we could probably get a trilogy out of this. I don't know how much more than that. Definitely not as an ongoing, but I think there's there are loose story kernels in place that I think could flesh out like basically a full trilogy.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think
But
trilogy is good. Oh, sorry.
that's future state, man. That's I don't think that's anytime soon.
No, and I think it's good that the book is standalone by itself in terms of the story. So even if you write a new issue, it's just picking up, a new story arc, and readers are going to satisfied by just reading this on its own. So
Hopefully,
yeah, yeah. I mean, hope
hopefully
so,
so.
but yeah. But yeah, a lot of people usually complain about indie comics that, like, oh, I read the story, it was really good, but it was just issue one, and then I have to wait 2 years for the next one. So I think this kind of nurses that itch, right? A little bit.
Yeah, that is unfortunately kind of the name of the game with indie comics. Sorry if the siren out there is coming through really loud again. New York City, folks. It's
The-
it's really like that.
yep, yep, exactly. And that does mean you are in the city and not in
Oh yeah,
suburbs.
I live in Hell's Kitchen, man. I'm right where
Oh,
Daredevil is, and
wow.
he's probably up there flipping on some rooftops right now. But yeah, I'm right here in Midtown. Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. You're close to all the big comic book shops, Midtown, Forbidden Planet,
Yeah,
all of those.
so here it's Wednesday, which is New Comic
Hmm.
Book Day, and so I was
Yeah.
actually at Midtown Times Square this morning. It's kind of crazy, but that's like my weekly shop. That's the closest comic shop to me. Um, it was awesome. So yeah, happy Wednesday, happy New Comic Book Day to us all.
Happy
To
New
all
Comic Book
right?
Day. Yeah,
Yes. But yeah, so yeah, new Midtown Comics rocks.
that's very, very true. Yeah, I was in New York last year, and yeah, we did end up visiting Midtown Comics. What did I pick up from there? I think I think last year one of the friends and fellow creators here in Sydney. He actually writes Rick and Morty, so
Oh,
by Oni Press, and I think they had
yeah.
just released released a new issue last year. So I picked that up from Midtown. It had not yet hit the stores in Australia, so that was
Oh,
quite
cool.
handy to be there.
Nice. You got the
Um,
scoop.
I got the scoop. Yeah, yeah. And also, like, you always run into comic book celebrities, right? Like writers and artists when you're there. I saw Greg Peck was recently there in
Oh, cool.
Midtown. Yeah.
People always post about it, and so I know they go there, and I live so close to it, but I myself have never seen anyone super famous there. I know they go,
Mm.
but it hasn't happened yet.
Maybe it will
Maybe it
in
will.
due course.
Maybe. I know like Scott Snyder will just randomly stop in and like sign books there, just like for like kicks and giggles. And so I got a copy of, I think it was Absolute Batman like 8 or 9 or something, like signed by him. Like he wasn't there; it was just like on sale at cover price.
Wow.
So I got like a Scott Snyder Absolute Batman variant for like what, for $5. It's like that's so cool.
Wow.
And and it was just, and there were like plenty of copies. Like it wasn't like, oh, I got the last one. Like there were like plenty, which was really, it was just a cool store, man. It's just like where else is that going to happen? You know?
That's very, very true. Wow, that's such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
It's Scott is genuinely generous and nice human being. Like
He he does seem like the nicest guy. I've never, met him. I don't know him or anything, but he does seem like a really nice guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Even I haven't met him in like personally, but like I'm I've spoken to so many people who are students of his writing class, and
Mm,
they all have like really amazing anecdotes about him, and like everybody just loves Scott. And I've also been watching some of his recent interviews about Absolute Batman. Um, and some of like, I obviously haven't read the most recent issues of Absolute Batman, but like, I love the whole idea of that story. Like, I love how uh, this Batman's struggles are not internalized anymore,
yeah.
and he brings people in, and not a shut-in guy, which was just, yeah, really, yeah. I know he's taken a risk by going against the grain a little bit for like the character of Batman, but I think it paid off. I don't know what you
Oh,
think.
yeah, oh, I love it. It's awesome. I've only read the first volume, the first collected edition. So I think that's the first 6 issues, and then the he didn't write it, but I read the recent annual that Daniel Warren Johnson did. That was awesome. And But the first volume of Absolute Batman is great. It is really, really good. It looks awesome. I mean, the art is great. He then like,
Fantastic.
yeah, it's a really cool take on the character, and I mean, uh, it's super popular too. I mean, I think it's like it sells like crazy. I think Absolute Batman #1 is on its like 11th printing or whatever. Like that's wild. And
Yeah.
so like props to him, man. You got to hand it to him. I mean, he knows what he's doing for sure. I think I've read a ton of his stuff over the years, and I think some of it's definitely better than others for sure. I have Scott Snyder projects that like I really really love, and some like, okay, I don't really like that as much. But he's just like, he's prolific. He's written
Hmm.
so much stuff, and a lot of it is like really really good.
Hmm.
When his stuff hits, like he is really awesome. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I tend to agree.
Like, did you ever read Witches by him?
No, I haven't
It's
read
just,
Witches.
oh man, it's Witches spelled with a Y instead of an I. Check it out.
Okay.
He wrote it, and Jock drew it, and Jock is
Okay.
one of the greatest, and it's just one volume. It was just an image, like one trade paperback. So good. It's so
Yeah.
good, and it's super creepy. It's
Okay.
big fan.
Amazing. Amazing. Jock. I was just looking at some book by Jock, illustrated by Jock. I don't remember which one was it. Like
Jock
just
is awesome.
it's awesome. Yeah.
It's so funny because like when I was a kid, and I think like the first like time that I saw probably some Jock art, I remember distinctly thinking like, this is so ugly, and like this looks so, like when I was a kid, and now I look at it, I'm like, I was the stupidest kid alive. Like, hey, like his stuff is so cool, and I think
Yeah.
it is maybe like challenging, like he like it's not always super pretty, but it's always so good. Like
Yeah.
he's such an amazing artist, and
Yeah.
one of my favorites. So yeah, he's great, man. Jock is great too. I could we could just, we're going down the just comic creators we like rabbit hole. That's a dangerous rabbit hole to go down.
Oh, this show is all about comics, so there's nothing too dangerous about it. uh, Digging the hole further, uh,
Yeah,
I just remembered what book I was looking up Jock for. It was The Losers. So I actually recently watched The Losers movie,
I've
which
never seen the movie, but I read the Vertigo series.
yes,
Yes,
it's not that bad. The movie is not that bad. Like, you
really.
know, yeah.
It had like a pretty good cast too, didn't it?
It has Zoe Saldana. It has Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It has Chris Evans. All of them, yeah, went ahead and became big. Marvel and DC stars. you know,
Yeah, no kidding.
um, yeah. It has Idris Elba. The cast is actually quite decent. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and those comics were good. Those were good again. Jock is awesome.
Mm, mm.
I miss like the golden age of Vertigo comics. I kind of think like Vertigo, pound for pound. Like I love, Image stuff, and I love, the big two, of course. But I think, and I know Vertigo was like a DC imprint, but like I almost kind of count it as its own thing. But I think pound for pound, Vertigo had probably like the best line of comics from any like publishing house.
Oh
Um,
yeah, totally, totally.
and it was so sad when they got shuttered, and it's cool that DC's bringing them back. That's cool, but like back in the day, man, um, there's so many just amazing Vertigo books, like
Yeah.
Preacher, um, and
I mean, V for Vendetta was Vertigo.
V for Vendetta was Vertigo. It's kind of
Yeah,
amazing that Watchmen wasn't Vertigo. Actually,
that's true.
I think that's really interesting. But Fables, dude. Fables was Vertigo. Fables is amazing. Why the Last Man? Vertigo. We Three. Vertigo. Sandman. Oh my god! And like I know Neil Gaiman, gross, but like Sandman is an all timer. Like it's
Yeah.
some of the best comics ever made. And Vertigo, of course. Yeah, dude. They like the losers. Um, Going back to Scott Snyder with American Vampire, and like I actually have the hardcover for The Wake back on my shelf back there. Um,
Wow.
I could keep going on. Yeah, no, Vertigo was where it's at for sure. So
Yeah.
much good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I always love how some of these imprints are willing to take like bigger risks and with more younger and more raw artists as well and writers. And
Yeah,
that kind of brings in a lot of fresh energy into some of these books. Even Marvel Knights actually some of the characters from Marvel Knights are actually some of my favorite Marvel characters. Like Ghost Rider is my favorite Marvel character, but it wasn't canon for a very long time. It wasn't like in the mainstream Marvel universe for a very very long time. So
yeah, because yeah. So I'm a little uneducated with Marvel Knights, but how I understand it is like its own kind of weird universe, right? Like its own kind of corner of the Marvel universe almost. Is
yep,
that right?
yep, yep, yep. They even have like a like a new Fantastic Four. Like, so Fantastic Four is obviously like the first family of Marvel and everything, but like Marvel Knights has its own version of Fantastic Four, which is like a team up of like Wolverine, Hulk, Ghost Rider, and like there's
Oh, and
like
Spider Man. Yeah, that's
and Spider Man,
it,
and
I
like
think
yeah,
did Eric Larson draw some of those covers or like because it's
yes,
like Gray Hulk and like yeah,
right,
I'm
exactly.
picturing it right now.
Yeah, yeah. So like Marvel Knights kind of stands with like all these secondary characters of Marvel that are not like super mainstream, but and a lot of it is not even canon. They're just like independent stories or really small arcs. But they're like all risk taking stories from like fresh talent. So that's what exciting about it, usually.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But like those Fantastic Four I'm talking about, the stories are not that amazing, but the art is very cool. They're in that category.
See, okay, again, it goes back to my earlier point of like people will look past a not so amazing story for great art, right? But if
Yeah,
like those stories were amazing, but they looked like crap, people, yeah, people wouldn't remember them. People wouldn't be talking about them now, but they looked great.
very very true. Very very true. Awesome. I love to ask this question, and I love to put people on the spot. So
Yeah,
let's do this. Let's do. What are your top five pop culture things you like?
top
It's
five
a very
pop
boy.
culture things I like. Okay, yeah, that is broad.
So the rules for this is there's no rules. First, could be like a movie, a TV show, a comic book, uh, a game, whatever that is,
Sure,
and some like usually something that you keep going back to. You love it so much. Maybe like a TV show that's your like background noise, but it's you're always playing it subliminally, in your head, like
for sure.
Brooklyn Nine in my back, like it's always playing in my head for some reason, rent free. But yeah,
It's a fun show.
yeah,
No, I got you. Top five culture things. Let's go. You know what? We'll say I don't know if this is too broad or not, but just since we were talking about it, Vertigo comics, different comic series from Vertigo. So I just like, especially from the golden age of Vertigo. So from like between 15 and 30 years ago, like the really good stuff, and maybe beyond that. Vertigo comics, number one. Number two, probably the biggest Marvel or DC comic run that I always come back to and reread every few years is the Age of Apocalypse by X-Men. I think it's just the best. It's awesome. It's so much fun. Wolverine's got one hand. Um, it's just cool. It's just cool. So definitely those comics for sure. Number three. Number three. Probably the original Star Wars trilogy. I love those movies, especially
Hmm.
Empire Strikes Back. That's an all time top movie for me. Really, really great. Um, very cool. Number four. One of my favorite musical artists right now is a musician called Blood Orange, and I'm going to get
Blood
to see
Orange.
Blood Orange. Yes,
Okay,
going to get to see him play in Brooklyn next month in December. Super excited about that.
nice.
So, and he's got several great albums. His records are very very cool, very easy to listen to. They're just very good. So yeah, Blood Orange, and I think that's is that three or four? I think that's four.
This is four. Yeah, yeah.
That's that's four. You know what? I'll say this. It's maybe not an all-time favorite thing, but it is a favorite thing right now and recently. Is I never watched this when it came out, but my girlfriend and I have been watching through the 2004 reboot of Battlestar Galactica, and
Ah, nice. That's a good
as
call
of
out.
as of last night, we got through halfway through the mid-season finale of the final season of season 4.
Okay. Okay.
and for it just and it's crazy and it's really good and I'm so engaged and we're gonna watch more tonight later, and I need to know what's going on. I'm jonesing for more Battlestar.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica, I will say it's really good. And I like sci-fi and stuff like that, but I just never knew much about Battlestar Galactica. I knew it was like on the Sci-Fi Network, and I was like, okay, it'll probably be really cheesy or whatever, and it's not. It's really good.
It's really good. Yeah, yeah. I think we. I don't know why uh, all the networks and everybody has stopped making like that. There was like this early 2000s, late 90s, where there was like a whole deluge of such shows, and obviously Star Trek has been there forever, and but like there was a brief period where there were so many of these shows, Firefly and
Yeah,
all of these like early 2000s show where like it's part camp and part like action and sci-fi, and has like quips and a lot of funny moments, and all of that stuff mixed in. It's I sometimes miss having that tone, even
yeah,
now. Like everything is too realistic, too grounded, too too focused on, like, building towards something big, like Severance and all those sci-fi shows. Now they're amazing,
yeah.
no
That's
doubt about
good
it.
too. Hmm.
Yeah, but I miss the camp sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah. Firefly's also good. Firefly
Yeah,
is very fun to watch.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, so that right now, that's been a lot of fun.
you did great,
Oh, thanks,
fantastic.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
kudos to you to pull something out of your hat that quick.
I'm quick on my feet, man. What can I say?
No, that's really good. That's really good. You did mention the Age of Apocalypse. That's such a good run. Like I don't know, like that.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's so awesome. And they keep revisiting it. They keep going back to it, and it's like, you know, whatever. The original run though, like in I think was it 1991. I'm gonna look. No, it might have been like 95 or something. Either way,
mm,
I was a child when it came out, when it was like being published as issues. But of course, I
yeah,
bought the trade paperbacks when I was in like junior high, and I like read it,
mm.
and I was like, this shit is blowing my mind. Um, the Age of Apocalypse. Let's see what year that was. Saru,
Hmm.
1995. There we go.
1995. That's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like that, I just reread it again last year, and
Mm.
some of it is better than others because you know how it's all those different miniseries, right? Um,
Yeah,
some of those miniseries are better than others for sure, but they all at least
yeah,
look super sick.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
the art is really strong all the way through.
yeah. I'm just trying to remember who are the artists on it, because like I famously tell everybody that, and that's the truth. Like one of the first books I got me hooked into comics was Jim Lee's X-Men, like from 1990
Oh yeah,
91.
that's the
X-Men issue
best.
1 was like,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I have like 12 copies of X-Men #1 from 91. It's like that's I think of it as maybe like my favorite like single issue comic ever. Because it's so good. Me and like and I always kind of like if I can find a copy for like honestly less than like $4, like I'll just buy it. Like just for
yeah,
like why not? Because like every panel in that issue could be a cover.
yeah. It's
It
so
like
good.
it's so good, and when like for me, and I really feel like for most X-Men fan, I'm a huge X-Men fan. That's like my thing. But like when I picture those characters of like their default in their default state, it's Jim Lee drawing them.
Mm,
Like those looks, those costumes, the colors. I love the Jim Lee run on Adjective List, and especially #1. Those are just some of the best comics ever.
Right.
What I do, but like some stores will sell like a copy of X-Men 1 from 91 for like, I've seen it on sale for like $30, and that
What?
for one of the issues, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. No one, I'm trying to figure out what the equivalent of $5 in American is to Australian. Hang on.
That's like eight or $9, $8 or something, eight and a half.
$8
Yeah,
something. Okay.
yeah.
No one should not Australia never pay more than $8 for a copy of X-Men #1, whatever it is. If
Yep.
you see a copy and it's worth $9 or $10, do not buy it. You can find
Yeah,
one for $8 or less. You can. You can.
yeah. I'm
No,
pretty sure.
here in the States, I would never pay more than $5 for a copy. That's like, it's still, I think, the most printed comic ever, like
Mm,
by a
mm,
huge margin.
mm. I go to these collector cons every once in a while, and like they have like some random person is selling off their like comic collection. They have like I know this guy. Every time he comes with like 50 pull boxes, and like because he's been collecting them and he doesn't have any more space in his house to actually stock them, so he's like, let's just sell this stuff, and maybe yeah, he's being pushed to sell those now. He's like, yeah, yeah, let me do it. And then you can go in there, find yourself like a bargain, like X-Men issue 1, or like like some comic that you have all like you have been wanting to buy always, or some back issue that you have been trying to backfill for like $2 or something, so yeah.
Hey, that's great. Tell them to come to New York, man.
We have so many of them now, so yeah, it's good. It's good. You can always get a good bargain from there.
Very cool.
Yeah, I just saw that Age of Apocalypse was created by David Lapham, and David Lapham has one of my like he created one of my favorite indie series called Stray Bullets. I don't know if you've ever read those, but
I've heard of it. I have not read it.
you must. It's really good.
Yeah,
Um,
I know what it is. I've just never read it. So okay, cool. It's I don't know why it's not on my to read list, but I'm adding it.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work in like the late 90s and early 2000s, especially with like so I think Stray Bullets was self-published in like some mid 90s or something, and then Image picked it up. Um yeah, Image has done a lot of great work like mid 90s and early 2000s. Not that it's not doing now. It's doing fantastic work
Hmm.
now as well. But yeah, uh, this the Max, all of those, the Max was like from the 90s as well, and then Image
Yeah,
published it.
you're talking
um
like Sam Keith's Max, right?
yes, Sam Keith's Max, yeah.
Was that Sam Keith, or did I just embarrass myself? Hang on.
No, no, you're spot on, you're spot on.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank God. That's like, total poser alert. I was like, oh yeah, Rob Liefeld did this. But
No, no. No, Sam Keith has a very distinct style, and like I absolutely love his style of
I
art
love
as well.
how Sam Keith would draw Wolverine. He was always drawing him in Marvel Comics Presents, and
Yeah,
like there's so many good covers of Marvel Comics Presents of Sam Keith drawing Wolverine. He's just
yeah.
his very stylized approach. I've just always really liked.
Even his Batman is looks so different and like so far removed from any other Batman you've ever seen. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
Cool. We're coming close to time, Nick, but
yeah,
before we go, I would love to give you the stage and make an elevator pitch of the book to the audience. So, and why should they back the campaign?
sure. Um, Well, hello, audience. You should back the Apostasy if you want to dig into a comic that is like pretty different than probably most things you've read before. I think the art is really different and really unique and really good, and you will have an awesome book to look at. And also we're independent, right? So support independent art because that's a cool thing to do. And but there's no danger of this campaign not happening as well. We're fully funded, so it's a pretty safe bet to make. And also, I should add this: the book is fully done. We didn't run a campaign with like more work to do. All of the art is fully done. It's been lettered. Really, the last thing to do is put together the final thank you page with all the backers' names on it, and then we'll be ready to ship it off to print. So yeah, check it out. Back the Apostasy. And also give us a follow on Instagram at Unearthly Comics. We try to make cool, fun comics that we would want to read, so hopefully you would like them too. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. So
Thanks a lot, Nick. Appreciate that. As you heard from Nick, the campaign is fully funded and the books are ready. So back it. It looks lovely. I always love the all odd couple pairing stories. They always
yeah,
make they make for like some really fun, um, fun banter and a fun time. So yeah, definitely
totally.
looking forward to it. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for coming on the show, Nick. Really appreciate your time today. And yeah, until next time, uh,
Yes.
stay gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.